All right, let's dive into one of the most talked about, controversial, and, frankly, influential books out there, Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power. This is basically a guide to a hidden world of influence, and just a heads up, it is not for the faint of heart.
So the book kicks off with a really powerful question. What if power isn't just random chaos? What if it's actually a game with a hidden set of rules that most of us just never learn? And what if somebody went and wrote down that entire rule book for you?
And let's get one thing straight right from the beginning. This book doesn't care about what's fair or what's right. It's an amoral, almost cold breakdown of how power actually operates in the real world, not how we wish it did. It's a raw instruction manual, and yeah, some people find it pretty dangerous.
Now, trying to memorize all 48 laws, that's a lot. You're just going to get overwhelmed. So let's make it simpler. We can actually group the main strategies into a few key playbooks for this game of power. First up, mastering the fundamentals.
So this first playbook, it's all about what you might call the art of invisibility. It's not so much about what you do, but about what you don't do. It's about learning to move in the shadows, controlling your emotions, and setting yourself up to win before the game has even really started.
And this is law number one, for a very good reason. Look, when you work for someone, your own talent can easily feel like a threat to them. The strategy here isn't to show everyone how brilliant you are. It's to make your boss feel brilliant, secure, and totally in charge. Let them have the spotlight. I mean, think about it. What good is your talent if it just gets you fired, right? If you make the people in charge feel insecure, you paint a target on your own back. Greene's point is that power flows to you way more easily when you make your superiors feel like the stars of the show.
And you start to see a pattern emerging in this whole playbook. Conceal your real intentions. Say less than you need to. Gather information like a spy. You even pretend to be a fool to make your opponent completely underestimate you. See, it's all about building your power from the shadows.
Okay, so once you've learned how to operate from the shadows, the next stage of the game begins. This is where you finally step into the light, but you do it on your own terms. This is all about controlling the narrative and mastering your reputation.
And here's a pretty brutal truth from the book. In the game of power, reality doesn't matter nearly as much as perception. What people believe about you, well, that's everything. Your reputation can be your single most powerful weapon, or your absolute fatal flaw. Now this leads to a law that feels totally backward at first. Court attention at all costs. Being attacked or criticized is actually better than being ignored. Why? Because if you're ignored, you're irrelevant. You're not even in the game. Any kind of attention, good or bad, keeps you on the board.
This is all about how you carry yourself. The respect you show for yourself directly shapes how other people see you and treat you. The idea is, if you act like you're destined for a crown, people are much more likely to start seeing you as royalty.
So this whole reputation game is really a performance. You put on big, compelling shows to wow your audience. You constantly reinvent your public image so no one can pin you down. And you make your biggest wins look easy, almost effortless, because true mastery looks natural, and that's awe-inspiring.
And now, we enter the most ruthless part of the playbook. This is the Machiavellian endgame. This is about winning and winning decisively. It's about neutralizing your rivals and removing any obstacle in your path without a shred of mercy.
And that brings us to what might be the most infamous, most brutal law in the entire book, law number 15.
The logic here is just cold and absolute. An enemy you only wound is not defeated. They're just waiting. They'll wait until you're weak, and then they will come back for revenge. So according to this law, if you have to fight, you don't just win, you crush them completely, so they can never, ever threaten you again.
And this is just a strategic way to apply that same ruthless logic. Instead of fighting an entire group of people, you identify the source of their power, their leader, the shepherd, and you neutralize them. Without the shepherd, the flock just falls apart.
This one might be one of the most cynical laws of all. I mean, why do all the hard work yourself when you can get other people to do it for you, and then you swoop in and take all the credit? It's about saving your own energy while making yourself look incredibly powerful and efficient. The rest of this playbook is just as cunning. Find someone's hidden weakness, their thumbscrew as he calls it, and use it against them. Make your rivals emotional and angry so they make stupid mistakes, and control the options you give people so that no matter what they choose, you win.
So after seeing all these strategies, from the subtle manipulation to the outright ruthlessness, we have to ask the big question. You've now seen the mechanics of power. What do you do with that knowledge?
And this gets to the book's core defense. The argument is, hey, I'm not teaching you to be a good person or a bad person. I'm just showing you how the machine works. These laws are like gravity. They exist whether you approve of them or not. The goal isn't to judge them, it's to understand them.
So you're left with a choice, really. You can go on offense, using these laws to get ahead in life. Or, and this might be the most important part, you can play defense. You can learn to recognize when these very tactics are being used against you. And in the game of power, just knowing the rules is your best shield.
And that's the final takeaway. Whether you like it or not, these power dynamics are happening all around you, at your job, with your friends, everywhere. The rules have been laid out for you, so the only question left is, now that you know them, how are you going to play?